Yo, what's good, peeps, friendlies, and non-friendlies? How's everybody doing? We're back with Legend of Dragoon, the port to the PS4 and PS5. I got it on the PS4, tried it out, and the first thing that stood out to me was the filters that you can apply and that you could pause the cutscenes and stuff. You can pause the game at any point and any time that you want. Now I'll tell you my cons and pros right off the bat. My pros, the game looks better than it does, by default, right? Essentially, it's the same as it would be if you emulated it in high definition. And I think that is something that's going to go under the radar or unappreciated, is that the new default way to experience The Legend of Dragoon is now going to be in high quality, high definition, no more pixels. No more pixels. That is something that might be underappreciated about this, is that this is the new default way to experience this game. Now, what can get in the way of that is, I don't know if this is going to be a buggy game, a buggy experience, because there are some problems with emulations, and there have been some problems with certain manufacturers of the discs, like the greatest hits versions. They have issues where they crash a lot on transitional screens, and it can be a very frustrating time. Now, the PlayStation 3 version and the PS Vita version did not have this issue, nor did the original disc on the PlayStation 1. However, I can't confirm or deny because I haven't played through it. I just had a little sample of it, and so the new default way to experience this game is going to be in higher definition, no more pixels, and I think that's pretty big for the casual consumer who doesn't, or casual fan who doesn't want to jump through hoops and try to emulate things. They could just plug in and play. That's pretty dope to me. Number two, pros that stood out to me is that I don't know if it's just my eyes playing tricks on me, but it looked like it was 60 frames per second. Not everything looked at 60 frames to me, but a lot of the particle effects and some of the FMVs, particle effects and FMVs looked at 60 frames to me. And again, it could be a placebo effect. It could be. And maybe it's just that I haven't played the game in a couple weeks and I just forgot everything, but it looked like it was 60 frames in a lot of moments, and a lot of the background screens. And I thought oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. And I wanted to just keep playing to experience that. And I want to see how some of the big attack animations look. So I'm curious about that. But again, that could be a placebo effect, but I'm pretty sure that they mentioned that they enhanced the FMVs, and maybe they also did the same for the particle effects, and it looks smoother than I remember it ever being. So that's interesting. But again, these are also things that have been in emulation for the past 10 years. So, depending on who you are, these aren't really much to celebrate, because you probably been the only way you've been playing it for the past 10 years or so. So those are the pros for me. I guess pro number 3 would be the filters, and the filters are cool to mess around with. The fact that you can pause the game, you can rewind the game, save it at any point, at any time. Those are all pretty cool. I really dug it, but also the filter of widescreen. It says that it stretches the game. It does not stretch the game. At least my eyes may not be the most refined, right? Maybe they aren't, but it did not look stretched to me. Now, what they might have done is they might have cut off some of the top of the screen or some of the sides of the screen, and that way it could fit widescreen. I think that's what they did. But yeah, widescreen looks pretty fit, but maybe you want to play the game and you want to get the whole picture, or something like that. But yeah, I say those are pretty much the pros. The quick save feature and stuff like that, it's pretty cool. I want to play through it, and I want to see how much the visual effects really play a part and if I recognize any changes. So let me know if y'all want to see me play through the game, because I may be itching to play. You never know. I may be itching to get on the Goon train again. My cons about this, outside of the fact that these are implementations that aren't new. None of these are new for Legend of Dragoon players, but for the person who may just want to just pop in and play, you no longer have to emulate the game. You no longer have to worry about getting all the discs together. I don't even know how swapping discs will work, to be honest. I haven't gotten that far. Maybe it'll just happen naturally. I'm not sure. One of the cons to me are that there's no fast forward button, right? And that's like, how is it that you have a rewind feature for a turn-based RPG, but there's no fast forward button? I'm still trying to wrap my mind around how that happened. How is there no fast forward button for a game that has notorious complaints about being too slow, taking too long to load? You know, I'm still trying to wrap my head around how that went awry. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. That's beyond me. That would be like the first thing I would think you would add. You know, I think that would be like the first thing you would add. But nevertheless, there's no fast forward button. You know, that sucks. That sucks big time, because I think that would be like the thing that would really sell a lot more fans of the game, right? Because at this point, I don't know, it's just like a big misstep to me. Number two, cons, I would say it's the trophy system. If the trophy system is what I saw online, none of it is creative. It's just beat the game, right? I don't see the point of a trophy system outside of maybe like a PlayStation, somebody who like gets the weekly PlayStation newspaper or some shit like that. You know, I don't really, and get like what do they call it, discount points on your purchases. I don't see the point in these trophies, because they don't add anything. They don't add anything. And from what my understanding of trophies is, they add unique challenges to the game and allow you to experience the game in a unique way. And these challenges are just that they put into Legend of Dragoon are just beat the game, you know, just do the quest, beat the game, and you unlock everything, right? And it's like a head scratcher. Then they got like three trophies that are outside of that status quo, where it's like collect this amount of Stardust and have this amount of gold, which is not that much gold. You'll probably get it without trying, you know. So the trophy system is a bust, in my opinion. You know, I feel like they dropped the ball on that, because none of it is challenging. It's just things that you would do playing the game normally, and it's not going to offer any replay value at all. And that's like the entire point of a trophy system, you know, is to offer some replay value. So I feel like they dropped the ball on that, but I guess that was to be expected. You know, it's minimal effort, but at the same time, I got this game for free because I already owned it. If you already own this game on a PS3, then you can get it for free. And other than that, it's like, I don't know how much it is, maybe $9. Wild Arms was $9. I'm gonna assume that this is not $9 as well. $10 you know, total. But yeah, I enjoyed my short time with it, and I would be a lot more enthused to play it if it had a fast forward button. You know, the fact that there is none makes me a bit hesitant. But yeah, I think, like, I can't say whether or not it has any crashes or not, so I can't say whether or not this is a really good port of the game, or if it's any better than the PS3 port, or if you're better off emulating it or just having a regular hard copy disc. you know, original disc, not the greatest hits version. I can't say any of this because until I beat the game, yeah, and I don't know, should I take some time out to play through Legend of Dragoon, or should I go on with my unscheduled activities? Because my plan is to go through a lot of the games that I lost a bet on, and I'm going to marathon through a lot of different games that were suggested to me and just play them and see what they're like, test them out for like 30 minutes each, and you know, we're just going to have like a party. So I can either do that, or I can play through Legend of Dragoon, which it's just going to be a visual spectacle, right? So I don't know. Yeah, it's cool that they did this, but I think the biggest hope that is that this might mean something that I take away from this is that maybe this is something, you know, another step in the long progress or process of getting something bigger. You know, that's the biggest hope. But outside of that, I say it's pretty cool. And they definitely did more than I expected on one side of the coin, but on the other side, it's like it felt like they didn't do anything too spectacular that we didn't already have in the first place. Like we still don't have the way to play the Pocket Station version or get the Pocket Station experience, which is the complete way to experience the game. We still don't have a way to do that, you know, but it is what it is, and you take it for what it's worth. It's a nice touch. Let me know if you've experienced any crashes or anything like that. How has your experience been with it so far? I think it's pretty okay. Pretty alright. Alright. Anyways, I'll catch you on the flip side. May peace be with. Always keep your heads up, deuces, those adios, stay cool. If you like this content, be sure to sow some love, but always be sure to sow that love to the people who matter to you. This is ITOwl bidding you farewell. Peace, much love, and stay cool. Prayers to the skies above, and deuces.